say this to you. Paul was speaking in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 28. He says, for let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. Paul went on even further. He said, for this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many are asleep. What Paul was saying is that this is a moment of reflection. This is a moment where you just take time to look back over your life, and it's a time to where you're willing to say, for God I live, and for God I'm going to die. Communion is a symbolism that you're willing to partake in his suffering and the blood that was shed on Calvary. Jesus Christ said that you ought to do this as much in remembrance of me. The issue became when generational, should I say, denominational strongholds started teaching people that to let their kids partake in communion, and they didn't understand what they were partaking in. They were not of age to understand that this, and when you do this, you're giving the devil permission to tempt you. And so Paul said it was because of this, if they're doing it without the right mindset, he says many were partaking damnation into themselves, and some even died because they took something that they had no authority over. When you look at this from my perspective and what I understand the word says, is that children are under the covering of their parents. So when you partake in communion, you're saying that I am the covering for my children when they get old enough, or if you feel they're old enough to partake in it, just know and understand what you're telling the devil to do, and that is to tempt your child. So be careful of this. Be mindful of that, and understand that God has a plan for their life. While we're preparing for communion, I'm going to ask the sound team to play something softly, but while we're preparing for communion, please reflect. Take the time out to think about how good God has been for you, and how you don't mind offering up your body as a living sacrifice. Amen?